All right, everyone, and we are back with Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights, our final run of the event, barring the glitch exhibition that you all very generously donated for. But this is the last full run of the event, so give a big round of applause that we can't hear for Coley at Licenses On. Take it away, Coley.
Yeah, thank you very much. Long time no see. This is the game I'm more familiar with, this Scooby game, which is Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights. This category that we're doing is all bosses, but I recently played this at Games Done Quick, but before that run actually happened and after I submitted, there was a glitch that got discovered called Hedge Gate Clip, or at least a new version of it that is now legal to do in the game. Because of this game, along with BFEB, Battle for Bikini Bottom, a whole bunch of shenanigans with lag, and so this is actually the first time, to my knowledge, unless a runner named Nastani has done it, is going to be the first time we're seeing this trick in a run. So we'll get into what this game is all about if you haven't heard about it yet. Chatter, welcome again. Thank you for joining me.
I'm actual Chatter Teeth. Some know me as Colin.
That's right. Yep. Thank you for sticking with me late into the night here, finishing up License On. And real quick, please donate. It's a fantastic cause, and thank you to all of you who have donated already. I want to know what your favorite Scooby villains are. I love hearing it. You're going to see a lot of classic villains here in this game, so maybe your favorite villain will actually show up here. And you'll be able to see it. So please tell me that. Please donate. It's for a fantastic cause. But otherwise, let's get started. So timer's going to start when I hit new game. So 3, 2, 1, go. And there we go. So Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights is a 3D platformer Metroidvania-esque game. And of course, the first thing we're going to do in this game is collect some Scooby snacks, because that is this game's in-game currency. And we use this currency to pay what are called snack gates. And sorry if I'm going to be talking really, really fast a lot of the time, because a lot of stuff just sort of happens right off the bat here in the beginning of this game. So there we go. This is one of the snack gates that we pay. We're doing this so that we can just progress through the game and enter the manor. Some cutscenes like this one, we can actually walk before it activates to show us this key that we need to grab to save Holly, who is going to say hello. How's it going? We're going to do a jump right here called Chandelier Jump to get snack boxes. Those cost 5 snacks each. And then we're just going to talk to Holly, and she's going to give us the map, which is a really, really important item that I'll talk about why later. But now that we've talked to Holly, we've spawned the groundskeeper, who's played by Don Knotts. So say hello to Don Knotts. We're going to dig up this shovel, even though we are a dog and could use our paws, to get this key to Smuggler's Cove. And we're going to enter Smuggler's Cove here, unlocking a whole side of the world for us to explore. But while I'm going through these levels, it's a great time to talk about the goal of this run. So we have to defeat all the bosses in this game. There's the Black Knight, the Green Ghost, or the Phantom Shadow is what she's normally called. I think it's she. I'm not sure. I've heard she or it. But anyway, I'm not doing any percent. I don't need to collect those snacks. And then there's Redbeard, and then this game has like an OC, the Mastermind. And we have to defeat all 4 of those boss fights, and we can do it in any order. But in order to defeat those boss fights, we actually have to collect inventions. And so we already have 2 items, which is the map and the shovel. But we're on our way to get 3 more inventions before we can actually start fighting boss fights. And the next one we're going to get is the Springs, which is a double jump. We have our good pal Shaggy here ready to help us out, but we're just going to say screw you, and you're too slow. We don't need your help. We can get on this crate on our own and charge our way through here. I want to make sure I get exactly 50 snacks here. This is the last time I'm going to get exact change here. There we go. I accidentally collected 2 extra, so we were able to pay that snack gate. And by the way, chatter, I'm just going to be chatting myself this entire time, so if you have any questions, please just interrupt me as much as you'd like. So
Just a quick comment,
yeah,
just because this is something I remember first time watching. I didn't know about the game, but just something to give note to is Coley's going to be collecting these snacks throughout the entirety of the run, those snack gates aren't just like looking for a snack total and then leaving them. They're physically taking away Scooberts to snacks. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna be collecting a lot throughout the run for some of those snack gates.
Yeah, and in this level, we've already done 3,000 different things. We now have the double jump. We clip through a bunch of walls. That's called tar strats. We use a metronome, actually, to get through that room fast. And then I'm going to do this. And I'm going to scroll up to here, and we'll just menu our way and magically fast travel. So, what that is actually pause storage. And that obnoxious noise you heard me make was actually the game, like, constantly going, like, because there's sound effects in this game for the menu, so it's constantly, like, selecting and deselecting and stuff. And quitting the game and unplugging the controller at the same time allows you to pull up a second menu that allows us to fast travel everywhere. I'll go to it in a little more detail in a sec, but this is the trick that I'm talking about here that is brand new, never shown in a marathon to my knowledge. So what I'm doing is I'm actually laying the controller on my leg. I'm holding at a specific angle, and I need to make a frame-perfect pause after a double jump to clip through this gate. So let's see if I can do it here. And I only have one opportunity to do it. And of course, this magnifying glass gets in the way, and then how the timer works in the pause menu. There we go. Very nice.
Wow,
I am
nice.
very glad I got that as quickly as I did. Obviously, I can do it a little bit faster, but there we go. That is Hedge gate clip. And essentially, I'll show you what all that skipped in a minute, but without that trick, we would have had to backtrack through a bunch of Hedge maze levels and go through a bunch of Skull Cliff levels. So that's about 7 levels total that we don't need to go through. Well, at least some of them twice. So it'll save quite a bit of time. It saves around 2 minutes compared to the no Hedge gate clip variant. So we're just going to go through the rest of this level to collect some snacks, because this game has a very interesting dichotomy between what we skip and the snacks that we need, because at the very end of this game, we need to pay a snack gate that is 850 snacks. So we can't just, like, do whatever and skip whatever snacks we want. We need to collect a bunch of snacks, and this level has a ton of them. So here's pause storage again. We're gonna quit and unplug the controller at the same time. I actually can quit the game there, so I have safety saves in case that happens. Scrolling up to map. These are the levels we skipped, these 4. And then this level, we all skipped with Hedge gate clip. And so we're going to warp back to here to do another humongous skip that I'm going to focus on right now that's called Creepy Early. So we're going to jump down here, do rope jump there, and then I'll be a little daring. Very, very nice. We just jumped underneath an invisible wall. I'm going to do some very precise jumps to climb up this wall. They're called walking and running neutral jumps, where I have to go neutral on the stick at a specific time. And then I can waltz my way up here, clip through, and reach the trigger. Bang! I almost just instinctively split, but I don't have my timer up. So there we go. That is Creepy Early. That is a humongous trick that I'm very glad that I got first try. And I'm just going to go through this level to collect some extra snacks. And Creepy Early is a huge trick. We skipped the Black Knight boss fight, a bunch of the Manor levels, and the Fishy and Coast levels, but we're going to go fight the Black Knight anyway, but we'll have some items to get there much, much faster. So, yeah, it's a huge trick. It's sort of crazy to even try and quantify it. I don't need to collect all these. But we got the helmet power-up. So much has happened! I can't keep track of everything! I have to explain what the helmet is still.
As a note as well, I think at some point you do need to explain why you do the up controller unplug, like why you do the pause storage.
Yeah, there's this game, you do so much at the same time, but the helmet will allow us to press a button to get the item which we're about to go get now, which is a ground pound. It's called the Super Smash. And then we can finally start defeating some boss fights. The reason why we're here is for the Transgender Law Center, so I want to read some donations if we have any right now.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Yeah, we have 2 donations. We have about $25 from Dust Bunny, who says, once again saying, good luck, Coley. My favorite villain has always been the Green Ghost. And more importantly, Scooby for trans rights.
Trans rights. Thank you very much.
We also have a $5 donation from Summer Sunset 2007.
Hey!
I wanted to show support for a great cause and for all of the awesome Scooby runners and commentators. And thank you so much for those donations. We are raising money for the Transgender Law Center. They are helping fight the good fight to support the rights of trans and LGBTQIA plus people in the United States. If you or anyone you know is in need of legal resources, you can go to their website at transgenderlawcenter.com/resources for more info. But in the meantime, thank you so much for supporting our event and getting us well past the $1,000 we wanted. We're in fact almost at $1,700, which is well beyond our wildest imagination. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And so, just to explain pause storage real quick, so the reason why I have to unplug the controller is that kind of interrupts quitting game. And then what it also does is that when you unplug the controller normally, like if I'm just playing the game right now and I unplug the controller, the pause menu will pop up. So it doesn't technically do this, but for simplicity's sake, it brings up two pause menus at the same time, and that allows you to kind of trick the game into unchecking the option to warp with the map, because warp gates, which is the fast travel system in this game, and the map are actually using the same, they're called HIP files. That's what every level and kind of menu is stored in, is a HIP file. So very, very interesting stuff. So now that we have all three of these items here, what we're going to do is not go to the Black Knight. That is usually the first boss that we would fight. But instead, we can actually go, fun fact, we can go to any boss fight we want to in this game. There's a category in this game called Reverse Boss Order, where we can actually just go, I'm doing Unk strats right now. What am I doing? Resorting to default settings.
Past your bedtime, though.
I guess. hey. But we're going to go to the Green Ghost first, because the Green Ghost gives us an invention called the Umbrella, and that Umbrella is going to be very useful to getting to the Redbeard and Black Knight boss fights faster. And then the Mastermind is so far out of the way that we might as well just wait for him to be last, and we'll collect more snacks along the way anyway, so it'll be faster in that aspect as well. Remember, we got to balance the snack and running kind of balance. But Temp, can I ask you a question here, if you don't mind, if you're not busy?
Yeah, go ahead.
How do you think I will clip through this gate? Do you know how we will clip through this gate? This is a
I think it's going to be
shortcut.
something really funny, and you're probably going to like slide backwards through it, or you're going to like just walk through it. It's going to be like really subversive.
You were correct. So, yeah.
All my neighbors are going to shoot me.
So that is Skull Cliff Skip, which this is actually one of the few categories where we actually do skip Skull Cliff with Hedge Gate Clip. And you can do that trick right at home. You can just hold up left on the D-pad, and you can clip right through that gate. You can do that on any version, and you can get here early. So we're going to collect these keys, and there's a slope in front of this gate that will lead to the cave and graveyard levels. But there's this slippery slope here that we normally need the plungers for. So instead what we're going to do is what's called Silly Skip, where I jump on this ledge here and ground pound to reach the door's trigger and enter these levels without going to the basement and getting the plungers power up at all. So very, very nice here. And then this level, there's this puzzle with these stalactite icicle things, but we can just hop down here and jump across to this ledge to completely skip it and enter Misbehavin' 3. And this level is unfortunately an auto-scroller. That's an item, by the way, for our... It's an upgrade for our ground pound, but it's useless. It just makes enemies dizzy if you miss bonking on their heads, but we're goats, and we won't have that problem, and it's just more text boxes, so we're all good. The auto-scroller will actually start when I am pressing this button. There we go. The water's going to rise up, and we got to hop on these boats here and just make our way to the top. So, yeah. Later on in this section is a boat that is, like, we just stand there completely for a long time. And in events... or, well, at least in GDQ, I got up and did a selfie with the crowd and stuff like that, because that boat is called Twitter Boat. Jaxler1, a former runner of this game, dubbed it that because you just sit on that boat and you go on Twitter. But Obviously, I can't do that right now in front of a live crowd, but if you guys would be willing to either, if you're in the Licensed-On Discord, or you're just watching the stream, it would be dope if you took like a screenshot of the stream and did like hashtag Licensed-On, or if there's anything like that, just to show support for the stream, or donate as well. That would also be fantastic. But here we are, just sitting around here. Did we have any more donations to read, by the way?
Twitter though.
We did. I have a really great.
Okay.
I have a really great statement I can do actually. There we go. All right, we have 3 donations to read. One is from Lynn39, who donates $1 and says, "I'm actually not going to." It got cut off in the donation, so I'm going to read it from Chad.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what these means. You're going to have to fill me in.
I'm
when
scared.
When Coley 2 runs Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights, Scooby-Doo goes boing, chomp, 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 skipping and clipping all the way to Mastermind uninterrupted by the likes of CE or RBS or GGS. Scooby-Doo is unstoppable when Coley 2 is behind the controller.
Okay, thank you.
I figured that should be read in the same tone of voice as, "This man is amazing at Night of 100 Frights. See how he does it," etc.
Yeah.
We have
Thank you,
a
Lance.
$1 from Lung, who says, "Good morning, Dinnerbone."
Good morning, Dinnerbone.
It is morning for me.
It is. Technically, yes, for me as well.
We have $39 from Clover, who says, "I love you, Coley, and the rest of the Scooby community. You are all the closest online friends I've ever had. Can't wait to see where this game goes."
Oh, thank you, Clover. That means a lot. We all love you, bro. You are awesome. Thank you all so much. I would love to see more donations, hear more of your favorite Scooby villains. Please continue. But yeah, so now we are here in Tight Spot 2. In the last level, I did a crazy cycle to get some it's not really that crazy. I'm kind of playing it up a little bit. But in this room, we're completely breaking the order by climbing up these walls and stuff and knocking these urns on buttons to open this door. So we kind of just broke the whole sequence of this room. I'm going to make sure not to skid into this door. I'm going to hold down left and the run trigger to kill Scooby. It's just a death abuse to skip a very, very... It's actually not that long, but, you know, when you're speedrunning, any cutscene feels like an hour. Like, it feels like you're watching, like, a 3-hour movie. So we just wanted to skip that right there. And so in this room, we are going to break the logic of how this game works, and normally you can only fast travel to a level you've already been to, but we're just gonna go here instead and skip paying a 600 snack gate. The reason why we're even able to do that is because the checking system that warp gates have, for some reason those warp gates have the exact same system, so then when one is unlocked, so is the other one. It's the only time that ever really happens in the game. Very, very convenient for us, because this room, there's a music glitch happening right now. That kind of happens when you enter and exit a level really fast. But this room is actually finally our first boss fight, which is the Green Ghost. So here's how this boss fight is going to go down. Basically, Daphne, right here, is going to open a coffin, and then we have to press a button when the Green Ghost is above it, so he gets absorbed in that vortex thing. But where Daphne goes is completely random. She always goes back to the middle, though. And then the Green Ghost, where she goes, is completely random as well. And we have to hit the Green Ghost 3 times, so surely this boss fight won't ruin my estimate. Unfortunately, I missed the button press there, but thankfully Daphne, looking out for us, saw that the Green Ghost is going to be over here. So there's the second hit, and then we're looking for the third hit. Fantastic. There we go. So bang. And we're just going to do another pause storage before the cutscene starts. So then, when the fade out of this level happens, we will collect the item, the umbrella.
Good job, Scooby.
Thanks, Daphne. So, yeah, I'm talking up a storm. I feel bad I'm not really letting you talk, Chatter.
Well, you know what it is, and I do have to say this. This game doesn't move very fast, and you're very good at describing everything.
I try.
The only kind of thought I had in terms of like to add to your commentary is it's very interesting with this game just how much Scooby's able to climb up things. For some kind of context, this is the first game that this studio, Heavy Iron Studios, made on this engine for this platform, like GameCube, PS2, Xbox. And their future games, many of you might know, the one after this, Battle for Bikini Bottom, you also can kind of just jump on everything. But it's really interesting to see just like what we're watching right here. Like, what is Scooby? Like, what are we even doing?
So
right
there's
now?
you see that snack gate over to the right? That snack gate costs 750 snacks, and we can actually climb through an invisible wall and the level terrain to get out of bounds here, and then we can climb up here, and this is actually the exit door to the Redbeard boss fight. But since we entered through the exit, there's actually like a kind of invisible wall structure railing thing. What's up, Fred? Get barreled. We're gonna try and clip through it, and hopefully I can do it in a decent amount of time, but I'm gonna try it like 7 more times. And if I don't get it, then I will just do a backup strat where I save and quit the game, because this part of the trick is very inconsistent. Gives me some time to explain what Redbeard is all about. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're going to, I don't need you anymore. So we're gonna save and quit the game, and this will load us in the proper spot here. There we go. This Scooby guy never does what I want him to do. It's unfortunate. Good old friend cringe. That's what it should be called. But there's all these ropes hanging around, and normally you're supposed to cut each rope one by one, so then the treasure chest lands on Redbeard's head. But I'm going to try and do a trick where I cut 3 of them at the same time, but this ain't looking good.
Have a relevant donation.
Bummer. All right, go right ahead.
Rayquaza Kingdom says, Scooby-Dooby don't miss 3 rope. I'm gambling all my route points on this.
No, I'm sorry. Oh, we got 1 rope. Well, I can go and try and cut another rope here. Unfortunately, didn't get the 3 rope. Let's see if I can.
Hopefully you
Okay, that's actually okay. Great. Yeah. So what I did was actually kind of risky. So even though there's 4 ropes, we don't want to cut all of them at the same time because that'll actually soft lock the boss fight, and we'll like. It'll just freeze the boss fight. Like, the Redbeard won't have the treasure chest be crushed. We'll get the item that Redbeard gives us still, but it won't kill Redbeard, and that's kind of the point of this category, is to defeat all of the bosses. So, I could have actually cut all of the ropes there and had to restart the boss fight completely, but thankfully, I didn't have to do that. We got a multi-rope, which I will take, and there we go. We see him get crushed. We will just pause storage out of here. There we go. And I almost just instinctively split again. So that's 2 out of the 4 boss fights down. We got to Redbeard so fast. If you're familiar with this game casually, it's crazy. We just skipped paying 750 snacks. We skipped a lot of the shipwreck levels and all that stuff. And now we have to make our way through the Clamor. And because we are here way, like, we have items that we are not supposed to have yet. We're here way, like, later than we're meant to. We can get through these levels pretty darn fast. But I have to make my way through, like, the kitchen and all this other stuff. So I'm not sure if there are any donations to read, but it could be a great reminder to donate.
Yeah, absolutely. People here know, but I want to shout out the Transgender Law Center. That's who we're raising money for. They are helping fight for the rights of all people to live freely and authentically. Your donations will help support programs like the Border Butterfly Project. This project offers humanitarian and legal support to hundreds of queer asylum seekers at the southern American border, which, as I'm sure you can guess, is definitely a hotspot right now. They could definitely use your support. Every dollar counts, and we are actually above. The last few donations have brought us just above $1,700 raised, and that's US dollars, so it's even more impressive to me.
That's fantastic. Thank you all. That was a great timing there, because we're in this level that's called Mind 1, and there's this fan, which is normally a shortcut that we would use like after we've already beaten the Black Knight, and that's to backtrack and hundo all of these levels. But since we've already defeated the Green Ghost, we can actually just glide into this door right here and use this shortcut. And this level at the top of it has the exit to the Black Knight boss fight. And so to get up here fast, I'll try. This jump is kind of finicky. There we go. I'll just kill this guy because he might be annoying. But we're going to get all the way up to the tower right here. And there's a bunch of invisible walls and tar right here preventing me from reaching that exit door early. But we can do a precise jump right there. Oh, dump.
Oh.
That's a bummer. The invisible wall is just jutting out a little bit. There we go. Nice. So there's the invisible wall right there I was standing on. But there we go. So that's the exit door. That's called Black Knight Early, or BKE. That's the abbreviation. And we were just able, with just that shortcut and that trick, Black Knight Early, we skipped like so many snack gates, so many levels. It's nuts. And we're here at this boss fight. And this is how this boss fight works. You have to press a button when he's above it, and he gets electrocuted. Unfortunately, though, where he goes is RNG, and we can't use the same button twice. So that's pretty unfortunate. They break afterwards. So far, this isn't terrible. This isn't what we ideally wanted, like the perfect way to go, but he's standing pretty far to the right, which is kind of annoying. This boss fight, Redbeard is just a difficult boss fight because you have to be very precise in order for you to cut multiple ropes without like kind of soft locking the boss fight. But this is really where a lot of runs. There we go, at the last button too. Each time we press a button, he at least moves a little bit faster and throws more axes, but sometimes that still just doesn't help. Poor Velma over there on the right. She's just locked up. Oh, that is also not ideal, getting hit there. This guy is really going far right here, but oh, there we go. Very nice. So there we go. The boss fight is defeated, and we don't actually have to save the people that we, you know, like our friends. So we just have to defeat the boss fights, okay? We just gotta go. We gotta go. I'm sure Velma will be fine. There's a roof on the cage, so at least she's not getting completely soaked. But anyway, yeah. So remember in this level where I went out of bounds and I landed in that trigger and stuff? This is how you do it casually. That's all you had to do. Just ground pound on the floorboards, and there you go. But now we're back here in the creepy levels, which also happens to be our pathway to the super secret lab where the mastermind is, who, fun fact, is voiced by Tim Curry. So that's pretty cool if you're a Tim Curry fan. Decided to do this game instead of the first live-action Scooby movie. Pretty cool. Great decision on his part. But in this next level, we're going to do a trick that is normally called Redbeard Skip, but for the case of this run, because we've already kicked Redbeard's butt, it's more like Soap Skip, because that's the last invention you would get in the game, and that's normally how you're supposed to get up to the door, because there's bats that spawn, and that invention allows you to turn enemies into platforms. But right before that, we have Shaggy, who's locked up here in a cage by the mastermind. I hope he's comfortable there because we aren't saving him. We're going to open this gate instead and hit this magnifying glass to skip this cutscene. And then this is Soap Skip right there. I kind of made that look a little easier than it is, but you have to have specific jump timings to actually land on that second ledge. But now we're here in the lab, and we can just pick up these snacks here on the fan. I probably went a little overboard on the fan, but that's okay. Ideally, you would want to end with exactly 850 snacks, so it shows that you didn't over-collect, but, you know, it's better to be over-collected than under-collected, in my opinion. So here we were able to skip the entire puzzle in this room, by the way. You normally have to press a bunch of buttons and all this other stuff and traverse on those hospital beds, but we were able to just fly on top of those blue platforms and just get right to the door. And we're going to enter through this door specifically so that we can do what is called Lido Skip. And that skips this climbing out of bounds, out of view of the camera, really, but that just brings us right up to the 850 snack gate. And that just skipped the second half of this level and the third lab level here. So there we go. How we doing, chatter?
I'm glad to see Soap Skip and that skip continue the trend of Scooby just jumping wherever he wants, really.
Yep. Yeah.
I do want to take that little opportunity to say that the work from the Night of 100 Frights community and finding all of the tricks that they do is impressive.
Yeah, like this one, for example.
Not to undermine it at all, but like, like how are we going about finding that, right? I think it's very impressive that a lot of skips seem that you're just kind of jumping on nothing, but also just clipping into everything.
Yep. Oh, I missed
really,
it.
really impressive. Not only to see being done, but just thinking about them being found.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm glad you said something. I'm glad you appreciate it. Shaggy's right here, by the way. He's totally fine. I'm at 1 health, so I want to be careful. We're going to clip through this wall. We're going to grab this, and we're going to hit... Basically, that prevents us from activating the boss fight. And so instead what we can do is activate it now, skipping the first phase of this boss fight here. So this is the second phase. There's, like, enemy waves and stuff. And we're going to just defeat these guys, and then I'm going to press this button and wait 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi-ish. And basically what this does is it tricks the game into thinking that we've pressed both buttons after we've defeated the enemy wave, so we just skipped the third phase of the boss fight. And then time is coming up. The Mastermind is going to spawn somewhere randomly down here on the ground, but once the Mastermind hits the electricity, that will be time. So, unfortunately, I can't give the greatest countdown ever. There we go. So, get ready. This is not a bad spawn. And time. There we go.
GG.
So, there we go. That is how we were able to defeat all the bosses in, like, 30 minutes. And we did Hedge Gate Clip, which is the new fancy trick on the block. So, yeah, there we go. So, thank you so much, everybody, for watching this run. And because you all donated, we're actually going to be doing a bit of a glitch exhibition. So we're going to go through some levels that we skipped, so you can actually see a little bit more of the game, and even show off some tricks that we would do in maybe like any percent, but we didn't have to do in this category because we went and got other inventions and stuff like that. So, yeah, the Mastermind fight is very, very broken. Thank you, everybody, for the GGs. What I'll do here, actually, is just switch over to... I've got another window here open. There we go. And I will just... I gotta switch things around here. Oh. We'll just jump right into the glitch exhibition. Now, Chatter, this might be interesting for you. Oh, should I give a countdown for this exhibition or anything like that for the timer?
If we start now, I can just press go now.
Okay, then sure, let's do that. Let me make sure that I think everybody can hear this. Sounds like it. Okay, then yeah, start timer 3, 2, 1, go. All right,
New run.
There we go. New run, glitch showcase. Here we go. So hopefully I am not like the glitch master in this game. Shoutouts to Baz and Mortal. I mean, a lot of people have found a lot of glitches. I mean, Cilia, Hively, Clover, the list goes on and on. Apologies if I don't name you harsh. Like, it is all a huge community effort here. But the first thing that I'm going to show off is called Shaggy Storage. So how this works is normally Shaggy can pick you up here, and he can just toss you up like this, and you can get a lot of height. But if we are up high here on a bush and then walk down on him like that, and we jump, magically teleports to us. Fantastic, right? But there's more. So if we wait for him to get out of that animation here, now we have the invisible Shaggy kind of walking us around and everything like that. So that's pretty cool too. But what if I took it a step further, and I'm going to, there is a trigger right here, and so now he's going to start walking back. But if I die before he gets back to the spot he normally stands, this Shaggy NPC works in a very strange way, because you can see Geronimo is kind of just chasing nothing right now, but what that actually is an invisible Shaggy, because Shaggy kind of gets swapped, depending on what sort of state he's in. And so if I touch this right here, I now have this weird thing going on where I'm just constantly being thrown by Shaggy. It's very, very strange. And it gets even weirder if I take Shaggy out of this game state here, and I just make sure that I keep jumping. So now Shaggy, I don't know what you think of this, Chatter, but now Shaggy is just infinitely, I don't know what he's doing, praising us and something like that. But now we're just completely invincible, and we can push this guy around and everything like that. But once we give Shaggy a break, he kind of just hangs out with us a little bit. No comment.
No comment.
But that is sort of a bunch of cool things that we can do with Shaggy here. Unfortunately, it's not as useful in the speedrun because Shaggy makes the game crash in most levels. So unfortunately, we're not really able to do much with him, but it's very cool, and maybe one day we will have some uses for it. Now, this is the Mystic Practice mod. All the Evil Engine games, which is like Heavy Iron Studios engine, they have a level editor called Industrial Park, which is super awesome, and so we're able to have a practice mod. Shout out to all the Heavy Iron modding community. It's great. I'm just using it here to show you guys like a bunch of glitches and stuff like that. I'm gonna show off just like 3 more. This is Green Ghost Skip, so we actually do this in any percent. You just saw me climb up this fan here, but what I can actually do is climb onto these walls here by doing some precise jump timings, and then use this bat to get up here instead. And that was a really big glitch when that was found. I mean, it skips us from going through all of those Hedge maze levels and things like that. And if you do Hedge gate clip in any percent, you only go through 2 levels in that entire side of the world now. It's very interesting. This is also kind of like a noob killer trick, but it's very satisfying once you get it. And with the practice mod, it makes learning this trick a lot easier. So now I'm actually going to go back to an area real quick to pick up a bunch of other items because depending on how much time I have, I can show you guys kind of a quirky thing about how trampolines work in this game. So especially diagonal trampolines. So the first thing, though, that I'll show here is that you can use an enemy to push you across slippery floors really fast. Now, hopefully I can do it for y'all, but maybe I might just skip it because I can't flex. Here. There we go. So that could be useful on slippery floors like this. But we actually do this trick in AMT where we can charge onto a trampoline to carry us all the way over to up here to get a monster token. And that's all fine and dandy. But a weird quirk with this trampoline here, let me just kill this guy so he doesn't get in the way. What we can also do is charge onto this trampoline, and if we're holding A, it thinks that we have the umbrella open, so we can kind of just walk around in the air as long as we're holding A. And it allows us to do some pretty funny stuff while in the air, so I'll try and do it right here. It's kind of hard to do it with the, there we go. So we can just do a bunch of funny, weird floating around stuff. These trampolines are kind of rare in this game. Yeah, we don't want to accidentally double jump when we do it, though. But weird momentum things is always fun in a Heavy Iron game, and this game is no exception. So, yeah, those are just... I'm not sure how much more time we have left. I don't have stream open.
About 5 minutes.
Oh, great. Wow, we have a lot more that I could show off than I originally planned. Ooh, I kind of have to think on the fly. I feel bad. I thought I would have yapped a little bit longer than I have been. I guess I can show Scoob boosting. That is a trick that, if you're familiar with Battle for Bikini Bottom, there's a thing called cruise boosting. This is very hype and kind of underwhelming at the same time, depending on how you think about it. But I'm going to try and... I think I did it. I'm going to use this shortcut here to pause storage. And I'm going to pause storage. This might not be very strong, but let's see. Oh, there we go. Nice. So you can see that I'm just getting completely... I can't move very much at all. I'm going to give myself a little cheat here so I can move like way faster than I'm normally meant to. But yeah, look at just this pushing me a lot. It's like locking in a movement vector, but then when I go like this, I go flying. And basically how that even worked was that, in the level a gas 1 here, these boats are made in a completely unique way because normally you would have a plunger's power up to allow you to walk on slippery slopes. But then they were like, well, we want you to not walk on slippery slopes. So what we'll do is just make this special surface where that is not applicable and it's like slippery in a different way. And the only levels that these will work in are these 2 levels here. And that's, wow, I'm kind of just stuck, huh? I can't even leave. It's so strong. But the reason why these 2 levels are the only ones where it works like this is because there's an asset in this game that's called a surface. And these 2 levels just happen to be one of the few levels where that asset is just not relevant, or it's not present. So if we warped to any other level, like if we entered this level here, you'll see it maybe for a split second, depending on how we spawn in. There you go. So you kind of saw that I moved a little bit, but now it's over. The fun is done because there's surfaces in this level. So it kind of like resets Scooby and it's like, oh, wait, whoa, why do you have this? And so there we go. Maybe one day in the speedrun that can be useful or we find something kind of analogous to it. But for right now, unfortunately, we don't have any use for that. But it's really, really cool. I want to shout out specifically that this community has and is updating currently the Glitch Encyclopedia. So if you love this game and you love speedrunning or you love glitch hunting and you want to know a lot about this game, that is a great resource to start. Shout outs to Summer for working on that. Very influential for me into getting to this game and stuff like that. So I think that is probably all I can probably show you guys. Otherwise, I don't want to go over the time here. But thank you so much for allowing me to showcase not only this run, but this glitch exhibition as well. So yeah, thank you very much for that. I'd like to shout out just the entire Scooby speedrunning community. It's great that, I mean, I was even able to show you 2 Scooby games, and Michi earlier this event was allowed to, or able to show Spooky Swamp. This community means a lot to me, and I'm glad that we were able to share it with you guys, as well as support a great charity as well. You can find me at twitch.tv/Coley_02. And I have a YouTube channel that's called Coley. You can just search Coley Scooby. And I do a lot focusing around this game and some other games as well. I've beaten this game with a dance pad. I made a Nuzlocke mod. I've also done other things like I did Wii Fit for a whole month to see if I would lose weight. So check me out there if you want. But thank you again, License On, for allowing me to be on. I didn't know if there was anything that you forgot to shout out, Chatter. If you do.
While I shout out something, I'm going to make a request to Coley to finish up this crash percent run, if they can, for their final glitch. The only glitch I know going into this.
I see.
So I will ask
sure,
them
I
to go
can
to a place
do
where
that.
they
I can do that. Yeah.
While Coley gets to a place to do one last glitch, on the topic of this being practice mod, I did want to give just one little last shout out to the modding community for this game's engine. So we don't only mod Scooby, but we mod some of the SpongeBob and Incredibles games. So if you're like into the glitches and speedrunning, if you're into either modding or playing custom levels of these games, I would definitely check out. We have a Discord as well as a wiki, the Heavy Iron Modding wiki. Look it up; it'll be that first result there. Just even if you're not interested in making any mods, playing these games that you love in these new different ways, different levels, mechanics, is a great way to interact with the game and the community. So check it out.
Yeah, and
Fully to you.
Yeah, here we go. So this is how we'll end off the night here, I suppose, or at least here. So what we can do is we can dig and quit the game, and is this fixed on here?
I thought you did it too slow, but I also don't know.
This what a buzzkill! No.
Wait, everyone, you forgot the last 30 seconds.
Too slow?
You forgot the last 30 seconds.
Too slow. That I've been told too slow. Here, let me do this. Then I don't have to watch the cutscene again. Let me do this. What if this is so me? This is so what I would be doing right now.
I'm sorry.
Are you kidding me? Help me! Help! Help!
Last minute didn't happen. Last minute didn't happen.
Oh,
Oh, do I have amnesia?
Do I have
Don't worry, I'll
amnesia?
edit this out in the pod.
Come on, dude, Scooby. I only have single jump. Why did I decide to do it this way? Come on, come on. This is wow. I'm really mad at myself. I messed it up.
Okay. So Coley started digging a flower, then quit the game.
All right, screw this. I'm crashing the game myself. There we go. That's supposed to crash the game, but now I did it too fast. I didn't realize there was a balancing act I had to do with it.
I didn't know you could be too fast.
Yeah. Oh well. That is so me and how this all went. But thank you all for watching. I should
All
have
good. Thank you so much for showing up, both Coley and Chatterteeth. You were really fantastic to have here, and that was a really great way to end the night.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate
Thank you for
it.
having us.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. That was our last run of the event, but please do stick around. The staff, as every year, we have a few words to say, so just give us a second. I'm going to bring these two offline and say goodnight, and then the staff will be with you.